You are listening to WBHM Digital Broadcasting, the best in paranormal talk radio.
Reaching all the way back to 1948, Fate magazine has brought you reports of the strange and unknown, all of them true. Fate Radio is carrying on that tradition. Here is your host of Fate Radio, Kat Hobson.
Hello there. Welcome to Fate Radio. I am Kat Hobson, your host, and I hope you are having a fantastic, if maybe a little windy and snowy up in the Midwest weekend. I know that a lot of y'all are going to be staying home from work tomorrow, so there's no reason to cut out early. I just hope you're all safe and cozy and you've got somebody you like to snuggle up with. We are going to be having a fantastic show today. I am excited to welcome my friend Denise Pridemore, who is, well, she's been a radio host for 3 years. We were on the same network at one time and really came to enjoy each other. We have gotten to explore some places together. She is really and truly a paranormal journeyor. She and her husband Ron, who are Pridemore Paranormal, go to all kinds of neat locations. She meets the people that she has listening to her and that she has on her show. She gets every book in her library signed that she can. In fact, I am holding one hostage until the next time I see her. That's not true because she told me to hold on to it. But it sounds better if I say I'm holding it hostage. But anyway, she's my friend. She's fun, she's interesting, and she is Denise Pridemore, host of the Paranormal Pride here on WBHM Digital Broadcasting. And Denise, welcome.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I know that you wanted to have me on sooner, but things happened, but I'm so happy to be here.
Things did happen and have continued to. It's been quite an eventful couple of months around our worlds. And, you know, I'm really pleased to have you here because we have enjoyed each other for a long time. So
I'm just grateful that when things changed, that they changed for the better, and that I got to come and play in your sandbox.
I am too, because it wouldn't be the same without you. And I'm very glad that things worked out the way they did myself. You know, it's because you've done your show for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
A little
yes,
over
ma'am.
3.
Think so, yeah.
It is past your 3 mark. But when you started, I know that you tell people it's because of me, but I think it's because you just had a calling to do it. But do you love it?
Oh, I do. The best part is just listening to everybody's stories. They're all so interesting. Even the ones that, you know, there's some people out there that aren't famous. They don't want to be famous. They just want to help people. And those stories are the ones that help grow each person individually. Yeah, it's great to have on, you know, Steve DeShavi and John Selleck from Curse the Bell Witch and get to know these people. It's great. You know, I'm not lying. It's and getting to know people like Jeff Mudgett. Mm-hmm. You know, that's great. It's interesting. But not the little people, but the people like me that are just walking down the street, that have their own paranormal experience, that want to tell somebody about it, half the time I'm that person they want to tell. So sometimes I am able to put them on the radio and everybody can hear it, and it inspires someone else to tell their story. And that's the part that makes this all the more fun and rewarding.
I agree. You know, I used to I used to always think that, gosh, if I could just get so and so on my show, I could learn this and my readers could learn that. People don't understand that the reason I love interviewing people who do have some notoriety or some recognition in the field is because normally they've been doing it for quite some time. And they've run across things that the average person may not have had an opportunity to learn about or be exposed to. That's not always good. I mean, there's some things you don't want to have that experience of. But
That's true.
But the average person in the paranormal field, if there's somebody that's only out there seeking fortune and fame, they may find Facebook fame, which really isn't much fame, or they may get a show, but then they're so scripted as a rule, and they don't get to do what they thought they would be able to do. Or you get the rare person who is so leading edge in that field that they pretty much get to call their own shots, and we know a couple of those too. But
Right.
it's
And
really the people that don't, right? The people that are just out there trying to get facts for families in crisis. I mean, you
Right.
talk to them.
right, they're the ones that are out there doing it for free on their own dime
Yep.
to help out wherever they can, and they're doing it for a thank you, not for anybody else. And most of the time, nobody even knows that in the case of most of this, that we're even there. Because, in our case, we don't post a lot of stuff about what we're doing, who we're with, and things like that anymore,
Right.
mostly because it's, in all honesty, a lot of the stuff is none of anybody's business.
You're
And
right.
they don't need to know what and who we were with. It's up to the person that we were with to say that. If they want to tell people we were here or there, or that we helped them out, that's up to them. But it's not up to us to say, hey, we helped this family in their crisis.
Well, don't you
So-
sometimes think when somebody is doing that the only reason they may be doing it is for the opportunity to boast on it?
Yep.
Yep. Me too.
There are times where we've had people say, well, if you come out, what do we get out of it? Well, you get out of it, you get your
Safety.
haunting taken care of. You
Safety.
either get it documented, or we find you the right person to come out here and take care of your situation, whatever it is, or we prove that whoever was there before was full of it and that there really isn't a demon there. Because that's my big pet peeve.
I know.
Is people walking in and just going, well, it's a demon. It's always, demons are rare, and people need to understand that. Not everybody gets possessed. Not every place has a demon. Not every place has a portal. Those are rare instances. They don't happen every whip stitch. So it always bothers me. And I read this wonderful book by Alex Matsuo, and I can't remember the name of it right now, but I believe it was her second book. And in it, she said, the worst thing is having to go in and prove that it's not a demon after somebody else said it was, because the whole time you're having to prove that it's not. And that is the thing that it just irritates the life out of me. Because even if you're trying to help the people and you keep telling them it's not, you still got to prove that it isn't, even though you've already solved the problem, but they still think it's a demon.
Well, they
There's
do.
nothing you can do. Then you also have the other issues that you got, and it's not an issue for the people who love the TV shows and all that. There's like Carl in the chat room. He's had people come up to him and go to their house and say, well, when is this going to be on TV? Are you bringing the camera crew? Well, why? Why would you bring a camera crew if you're just coming to clear someone's house?
Well,
You
that
know,
just leaves me too, because it's like, no, really, we don't need that. And yet they feel that they do because, A, once that fear has steeped a little while, the reason you're having to disprove a demon is because they've become absolutely convinced that they're being scratched. And you can manifest that. People can
oh yeah,
manifest what would be considered a spiritual injury. And I don't know where it became cool to be a victim of a spirit. I don't consider it such.
no,
And
I don't like it. It hurts.
it
It
does
hurts
hurt.
like I
And they
don't.
burn on top of yours burn.
Yeah, mine burn, and the bad part is for me is that it happens in more places than not, and I'm
Right?
tired. I mean, I'm tired of it. I thought that when we escaped, I know it sounds bad, escaped the Sally House, when we stopped volunteering to do tours at the Sally House and being uninvolved, that would help. But it hasn't helped because it happened within a few minutes of starting to investigate at Ashmore Estates. I got attacked,
Right.
and it's not like my intent anytime we go any places. Oh, I got to get attacked, or oh, in my mind, I'm getting this PK energy built up to where I'm going to cause myself to be scratched or pushed or anything like that, because that's the furthest thing from my mind, because that's the one thing that I'm not even thinking of. Because if you're thinking that you're going to get attacked, you're going to get attacked.
Well, yes, as I said, excuse me, but as I said, you can manifest these things.
Right.
And
You have to go in clear.
yes, and you have to go in consciously clear too.
Mm-hmm.
You have to know that you've done the work, done the things to secure yourself. And I can shield other people, but that takes an awful lot of work.
It's a lot of
And
energy.
it is a lot of energy. And a lot of times the people that feel like they need, especially if someone brings a child to an investigation, I am so spread out because I'm sorry, I feel like they need the extra help. I don't think that children under a certain age should be on investigations.
No, I don't think so either. And again, one of the things I was talking about at one interview I was doing, or I was interviewing someone else, was actually it was Rick last week, talking about the people who brought children to the Sally House and wanted to use them as trigger objects, and I refused to let them do that.
I could not believe that when I heard that.
And so I would just tell them, hey, why don't you go ahead and investigate? Why don't I watch your child? I said, because it could be really bad for you if your child something should happen to your child upstairs in the nursery where things happen to the Pickman's son. I said, I would hate for something to happen to your son. I said, nothing happened to their son. That was the thing. Nothing ever happened to the Pickman's son. That's the plus side. Nothing ever happened. But that doesn't mean that something wouldn't have happened. And so I said, there's one thing bringing a doll in and using it as a trigger object, but using baby William, who's 6 months old, as a trigger object was not a good idea. So, but
That
leaving
blows my
baby
mind.
William, right, leaving baby
Really?
William with a stranger, I was a stranger. I wasn't leaving. I told them that. I said, I'm not leaving. I don't want another kid. I said, I'll just stay down here and play with him. You'll hear my voice. It rings throughout the whole house. You can hear my voice in the nursery, in the cellar, on the back porch. You're going to know that I'm not going anywhere. So I don't know how many babies I played with while, holding the baby and giving the information, just yapping it away the whole time while holding somebody's baby. And people would go, I saw in some of the Yelp reviews, she was holding a baby. And I would explain why I was holding the baby when I was done.
Right.